In the world of Ghost City, domestic-based offenses are considered especially chaotic. In Ghost City, these crimes are investigated by an elite squad known as the Special Domestic Unit. These are their stories.
Look, stomach aches is no reason to go home. If you want to feel better, stop eating so much junk food.
But miss, I think.
Save it. Here's a note saying you're excused from recess. So Hannah, what's going with you today?
I feel lightheaded.
Perhaps maybe a headache.
And, I don't feel myself.
Vitals are stable, but she's suffering head trauma and a major flesh wound near the leg.
Should be able to recover.
I knew this was gonna happen.
You are her teacher? Well, what did happen, Miss Ach?
Gonas. An accident, that's what happened.
An accident? Then why did you call the police? What's really going on?
Miss Connie, try to take control of your classroom.
Are you the principal?
Refer, can I see some identification?
Was the girl injured in the school?
Absolutely not.
She was assaulted and sexually molested by
Miss Connie. She could be rather trigger happy.
Have the parents been notified?
They both work, I believe.
I'll need their names and address.
Of course, my office.
What the hell is going on here?
I told the paramedics about Hannah.
And they just shined you on?
She's dying, isn't she?
Mrs. McCain?
We need to speak to Michaela McCain. It's an emergency.
What kind?
What kind? It's a medical emergency. The school principal tried to phone you.
Yeah, well, I need my rest.
Are you Hannah's mother?
Yes, what's the matter?
Well, we were wanting to know if there was anything wrong with Hannah this morning.
This morning?
Yes, her school.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you mean.
Perhaps we should come in and talk.
No, I'd really rather if you didn't.
Alright, hold it, time out. Your daughter may be losing consciousness. What, are you brain dead on yourself?
Well, I fell.
I'm not talking about you. We're talking about Hannah.
Maybe I was holding it when I fell.
Where's your husband, Mrs. McCain?
Out of time.
How about you come with us? I am pretty sure Hannah would want to be with her mother right now.
But I can't. Her brother is not well. I have to watch him.
Mrs. McCain.
Dr. McCain?
Right in that room over there.
Open the door. Mr. McCain.
We're in the middle of a session here.
Yeah, we can see that.
Who are you?
It's about Hannah. She's sick. We thought you'd like to know.
You can't keep this guy in here for much longer forever. You're going to have to charge with something.
The cocaine we found in the room, he went fantastically overboard with it and gave it to his patient.
What? What the hell is going on? You know the law, it's an in-flight search. You've got no warrant, you've got no probable cause. You've got nothing here.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. You have no right to do this type of shit to me.
Is there a problem here, sir?
He's trying to sandbag me and tries to railroad me into something I don't even know about.
You're telling me that you were fully unaware of your daughter's condition?
That's right, completely.
And why is that?
Why was that? I was a little bit of you out of it.
But we thought you were out of town.
Did Michaela tell you that?
Yes, indeed.
Look, I have to tell her something. She was like is unbelievably jealous of me.
Oh really now?
I'm working at the office late at night. She assumes I was working with some chick I've had an affair with.
But are you is the question.
Ugh, please, that was therapy.
For her or for you?
For her, god damn it. Look, in this type of therapy, the patient has to
really get to know the therapist.
Look, this nice girl, I think it was Stephanie. She had a smooth head so much that I just wanted to bang her on the head with a bat or a hammer.
Is that what happened to Hannah?
What? You think I hit Hannah? Look, I'm dealing with an irrational patient.
How? By beating some sense into her. Give her a slap once in a while to keep her in line.
Liam.
Oh no. My
Calm
son
down
is
and
with
sit
her.
down.
We'll take care of it.
I was there lunchtime. She never even mentioned that Hannah was hurt.
Hey, get back here and sit down.
I'm afraid she's gonna do a number on her. I have to save him.
Now can we hold him?
Maybe you had better bring in Mrs. McCain too.
Alright, young man. For faking stomach pain at school, you're going to experience actual stomach pain. So
Open
your
this door,
stomach hurts,
Mrs.
huh?
McCain.
Well, you're
Open
going
this
to
door
drink
right
this
now.
entire bottle of poison acid. Come here. Wait, what the fuck? What are you doing? That's not yours. He's got to learn. No, wait, fucking stop. That boy, he's got to learn.
I know, but Michaela McCain, you're under arrest for endangering the welfare of a minor. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney.
We have blood on the floor, yes. It matches the blood from Hannah's head, yes. And yes, we haven't proven anything here.
How about we try to obtain a confession? We got an Emmy who says there is no way it could have been an accident.
You want me to go and beat it out of her, Kevin?
I'm sure he means why don't we go and work McCain? And that's a great idea.
I released them.
What?
He was screaming false imprisonment on the code bus. No probable cause.
Thanks for telling us.
Yes, what is it, Liam?
What?
It's for you.
Yes.
Captain, guess who just paid Michaela McCain's bail?
Brian McCain.
You know I smell a recant and something doesn't add up. Wife claims that the husband is out of town. Husband worries that she's gonna do a number on his son and then bails her out.
Yeah, Joey, I'm going to need you and Moore to head to the hospital to check up on Hannah.
An informant of ours suspected something new.
Joey, to the hospital. Both of you hit the apartments.
She seems to be improving.
So what are her chances, Deck?
Well, from we can tell, her chances seem to be good. She's been stabilized. Overall, she should make a full recovery.
What are the injuries did you find though?
Well, of course, obviously there's the major open flesh wound and blunt force trauma. Not hard enough for it to gush through the skull. Surprisingly, she's still alive, although we did find some, well, other injuries.
Like what?
Well, we may have think that she was sexually abused. We found scars near her vaginal area.
What do you get a new pair of binoculars?
Look, sometimes, the shades are always up. And every once in a while,
I just happened to look through.
And you ever happen to see anything?
2 nights ago, Mommy Dearest was dancing around like a whirling dervish.
And where was the little girl?
She was shaking her, like a ragdoll. Then the husband came home.
What time was that?
I don't know. Late, 11 maybe later. Look, I wanted to tell you what happened but I was afraid.
Okay, look, what happened when Mr. McCain came in?
He belted her.
The girl.
No, the wife. Then she slapped the kid.
I told you, didn't I tell you?
I can't believe she's not locked up.
She's under observation at the Go City ward.
The hell she is. I just saw her getting out of a cab less than an hour ago. Ha, ain't bureaucracy great? And she had the little boy with her.
Where's the boy?
Michaela, I'm taking you in. You understand?
Come on, we gotta go.
Charging you with assault on Hannah.
Liam.
Michaela.
Did he do this to you?
Yes.
You stupid cow.
No.
You're under arrest. Son, go wait outside for us.
You see what I got to fucking put up with.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
The Go City Hospital claims she might have been sexually assaulted.
Not to mention, the wife was loaded with cocaine. The question is, where did she get it?
I think one of them knows.
Well, the sexual assault claim won't stand in court. We need a complaining witness if she's claiming rape, and plus this is an SVU case. Well, would be, if that were to be true case.
Detectives. Hannah died half an hour ago.
Now.
She went into cardiac arrest. Blunt force trauma triggered an artery in the brain. Her head almost exploded.
Sutherland.
Your Honor, Michaela McCain was battered almost to death by Emma Bredding's client. To try them both together would be a terrible injustice.
Since we're not in open court, could we dispense with the feminist rhetoric and talk bottom line? I mean, since I do agree with you on one point. Emma McCain is innocent of murder since he did not strike Hannah, therefore I would like a severance.
Mr. Ruck.
There has been a total disregard for the life of an innocent child, 2 innocent children. I'd like to ensure that history doesn't repeat itself in the McCain household. One of those 2 people struck a 6-year-old child with enough force to stop her brain from functioning and cause her to go into cardiac arrest. Neither one has been forthcoming. And then not to mention the fact that one of them sexually abused Hannah. Both of them know which one did it. I think the truth will only come out if one turns against on the other.
In the case of the People vs. Brian McCain, indictment number 01202023, charges are murder in the 2nd degree, assault in the 1st and endangering the welfare of a minor. In the People vs. Michaela McCain, charges are murder in the 2nd degree, assault in the 2nd degree and endangering the welfare of a minor.
Is the defense ready?
Ready, Your Honor.
Ready, Your Honor.
Are the people ready?
Ready, Your Honor.
Honey? Honey? Honey?
Counselors asked to advise your client to exit semi-restrained.
She was always yanking her, slapping her. She was always mad at Hannah.
Yanking. And slapping. And pulling her hair. This convinced you that Hannah was being abused? Miss Gomez?
No, that's only what I saw her mother do to her. She came in with much more injuries.
Objection, Miss Connie is not a physician.
I'll rephrase. Miss Gomez, did you ever see any signs of physical abuse on Hannah McCain?
Yes.
Could you describe them?
Large purple bruises on her legs and they continued under her underpants, a black eye and scalded hands.
Did she say how she received these injuries?
She said, Mummy said, I was naughty for not finishing my dinner.
Thank you. No further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
You may step down, Miss Bones.
Bitch.
She did it, Noland. That's not my problem. One way or another that woman had her daughter.
And what is your problem? Connie testimony destroyed her. If her attorney is asking for a meeting, she's willing to make a deal.
The whole thing is unfathomable. I feel like I'm floating face down with a mile of black water between me and any reasonable explanation for this.
Why does it have to be reasonable?
Well, there's something else going on here. It's not her, it's him. There's something depraved.
Alright, what bothers you the most about this?
Well, my own rage.
Then what are your guts telling you?
Put them both in the dungeon, put him on the wheel, and annihilate him.
Can you get to him through her?
I think so.
Alright, then do it. If you think that he is the greater evil, you go from where he's most vulnerable and you make the deal.
It's your meeting.
Miss Connie was a powerful biased witness.
I think the jury's also.
Let's clear her down.
On what basis?
On the basis of her being willing to accept limited culpability with mitigating.
I did it. I killed Hannah. I hit her.
Why?
I can't remember.
She was out of her mind on cocaine, which he gave to her. He abused her, he abused the children. He encouraged her to beat the little girl.
Mrs. McCain, why would he want you to do such thing?
He wanted me to train her.
I'm sorry?
To train her. For later. So we could both serve him.
Will you testify to that on the stand?
Yes.
Mrs. McCain, intoxication is no defense for depraved indifference homicide. However, since we feel that she was coerced and that she was physically threatened, we'll accept a plea deal on man 1 and child abuse.
And Mr. McCain?
Him? I'll get him for murder. Mrs. McCain, can you explain the possession you had that made you abuse Hannah McCain?
I had cocaine, lots of it.
Where did you get the cocaine?
I don't know, it was on the table.
Miss Steinberg, was this a therapy session?
Of course.
Of what sort?
Well, it was Rickon. Mr. McCain is a well-known Rickon.
Does that mean that Mr. McCain supplied you with cocaine?
I don't believe this.
Quiet. Answer the question, please.
Yes.
Did you inhale it?
We were smoking it all right. He said it would help me get in touch with.
With what? Steinberg, with the child within? Did Mr. McCain also sell you cocaine?
Objection, Your Honor. Absolutely irrelevant to the night in question.
Ah, but it does have relevance. Mr. McCain's drug use. His drug dealing was one of, if not the major contributing factor to the night this depraved household directly led to Hannah McCain's death.
Overruled. Answer the question.
Yes.
To your personal knowledge, did Mr. McCain also sell cocaine to other patients?
Objection, leading the witness.
Overruled.
Miss Steinberg, yes or no, please?
Yes.
And finally, Mr. McCain, did you ever abuse Hannah?
Hannah was there. One ray of sunshine in my life. I never abused her. I used to hold her and tried to protect her from, well, Michaela, who I now realize is insane, and even she says that I never abuse her. It's just a lot of legal semantics that's being used to twist the... I loved her with all my heart.
Thank you, McCain.
Mr. McCain, do you consider yourself a good husband? A father? Yes, I do. A good provider? Yes, absolutely. Shelter, food, clothing? Of course. And cocaine?
Objection, Your Honor. Where's this going?
And what?
To the heart of the matter, Your Honor. The people contend that Mr. McCain is guilty of murder because he instigated a beating and did nothing to help his fatally injured daughter. We've heard Mrs. McCain testify that she was loaded on cocaine. Where did she get it?
Answer the question.
What is the question? Did you provide Michaela McCain with cocaine? I've treated many of my patients with fights. You're not a medical doctor, are you, McCain? You're a psychotherapist. You have no license to prescribe medicines, and have been doing it for years and have been illegally selling drugs to your patients. Now this is just basic legal semantics, but some people think it's important. Do you consider your wife a patient? I think of my wife as a very sick person. I try to help her by beating some sense into her.
Objection.
Sustained. And what?
Haven't you denied help to your family? No. Hannah was malnourished, Mr. McCain. She was seen walking barefoot in January. I buy her shoes and Michaela throws them away. Would Michaela also throw the food away? Hannah won't eat without me. She adores me. We hold hands. When we go out walking together, Hannah gives me her hand and says, "Tighter, Daddy. Daddy, hold me tighter." Yet it was testified earlier that you and Hannah would walk together and Mrs. McCain would walk behind. Is that correct? Yes. Which many experts on child abuse believe that it is a clear sign that the child is trying to curry favor with the abusing parent.
Objection.
Is that a question, Mr. Rook? Do you have any more questions for the defendant, Mr. Rook?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I do. I most certainly do. Now, Mr. McCain, you had previously testified that when you came home just before midnight, Michaela had told you that she had hit Hannah earlier that evening. Is that correct? I certainly didn't think it was anything serious. And you also testified that when you came home, Hannah was laying in the middle of your living room floor in her school clothes. I thought she was sleeping. Does she usually spend the night on a parquet floor without a blanket? Of course not. Did you got to Hannah and check to see if she was all right? I certainly didn't think it was necessary. Even with a blood stain under her head? I didn't see that. Please, sir, I direct you to examine People's Exhibit number 37. It is a photograph of a blood stain on your living room floor. A blood stain measuring 27 inches by 38 inches. A blood stain the size of a small rug. It was dark. There wasn't many lights about. So when you saw your unconscious daughter on the floor, and that stain on the same floor, did you pick up a phone and call 911? Did you pick up a phone and call her pediatrician? You're twisting everything I say. Did you even bother to check on Hannah? Or did you leave her in a pool of her own blood?
Eloquent as your counsel was and on your behalf, you're not the victim here, Mrs. McCain. The victim was an innocent 6-year-old girl who couldn't defend herself. On the count manslaughter in the first degree and child abuse, the court sentences you to 7 to 10 years in a women's correctional facility. As for you, sir, from this seat, I thought I had witnessed every degradation, every monstrosity possible, but you, sir, are beyond contempt. You have helped a woman destroy herself. You engineered the tragedy of a little girl's death. But you took pretty good care of yourself, didn't you?
Your Honor, I've lost my family.
Yes, you have. Brian McCain, having been found guilty of murder in the second degree, but he prayed the difference to human life. This court sentences you to 25 years to life in a state prison. Although some aspects of the story may remind you of the DiDi Löwenstein case on the Law & Order Season 1 Episode 9 and the Lisa Steinberg case adjudicated in New York City. This episode and its characters are fictional, all based on a self-idea, and is not copy nor intend to promote any copyright infringement from the actual Law & Order episode. And the events and actions portrayed do not reflect the actions of any principals involved in that case. In the episode, the male defendant was convicted of murder in the second degree, and the female companion was charged with manslaughter in the first degree. In the actual case, the male defendant was convicted of manslaughter, while all charges against the female companion were dismissed. There was no evidence of her involvement in physical abuse of any child, or that any child was sexually abused by either adult.